David Benavidez just dropped a bombshell, and it could change everything about the biggest fight of the year. Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford. After months of silence, hesitation.
Now Canelo Crawford, who you got in that one?
I think Canelo's going to win only because of the size. You know what I mean? Crawford is coming up 3 weight classes. So I think, Canelo's more of a natural super middleweight. This is Crawford's first super middleweight fight. So I got to go. I'm not going for Canelo. I'm just picking him.
I think he's going to win.
And carefully worded interviews. Benavidez has finally revealed where he stands. And trust me, his answer shocked everyone. When asked the question fans have been waiting for, Canelo or Crawford, Benavidez didn't flinch this time. He said it straight. I think Canelo is going to win, only because of the size. No rooting, no favoritism, just cold logic. But the way he framed it, that's what sent shockwaves through boxing fans. See, for months, Benavidez danced around this prediction. Back in May, on a podcast, he praised Crawford's skills, his insane fight IQ, and his ability to come back stronger even when hurt. He admitted Crawford was dangerous, that his victory over Errol Spence proved he was on another level, but he refused to commit. He left fans hanging, reading between the lines, dissecting every word. At that time, he even said, I wouldn't be surprised if Crawford wins, and I wouldn't be surprised if he loses either. It was the safest, most balanced.
Terence Crawford, does he have an opportunity to beat Canelo?
I think if anybody has a chance to beat Canelo, I think it's Terence Crawford. His IQ is on another level. He's a great fighter and he's strong. It's just that it's a lot of weight. I wouldn't be surprised if Terence Crawford wins. Wouldn't be surprised if he loses either. Terence Crawford, when he went up against the best opposition, like Errol Spence, he showed what level he's on, what type of dog he is. So I don't know. You really have to let these fights play out to see what happens. He might get hurt. That might activate him to come back strong.
Could you still make 68?
I don't want to make 68.
No, I know you don't. Terence wins 68.
Yeah, well, if that's, yeah, I can make one.
Answer possible. But fans weren't satisfied. Everyone wanted the truth. Then came July. This time, Benavidez leaned a little closer to Canelo's side, calling it a 60-40th fight in favor of the Mexican superstar. But still, no firm prediction, no line in the sand, just hints, teasers, like he was protecting something. Fast forward to August. The waiting game was over. Benavidez finally gave his verdict. He believes Canelo Alvarez will win. Why? Not because of power, not because of experience, but because of the size. Crawford, after all, is moving up not 1, not 2, but 3 weight classes. And Benavidez made it clear that jump is just too much. Canelo lives at super middleweight. This is his territory. For Crawford, it's uncharted waters. And according to Benavidez, that difference is everything. His exact words, Crawford's coming up 3 weight classes. This is his first.
Canelo Crawford, who you got in that one?
I think Canelo's going to win only because of the size. You know what I mean? Crawford is coming up 3 weight classes. So I think, Canelo's more of a natural super middleweight. This is Crawford's first super middleweight fight. So I got to go. I'm not going for Canelo. I'm just picking him.
I think he's going to win.
I think he's going to win.
I've been in your last 5-6 fights. You're a monster. You're a beast. You versus Canelo, what's that fight look like? Are you knocking him out or?
I beat the shit out of him. I can't say I will knock him out because you know what I mean. He's a great fighter. He's never been knocked out, but I could definitely say that I'd put a beating on him. I'd put hands on him worse than anybody's ever put hands on him.
Right, and he's a legend.
He's a legend, but I feel like I'm in my own way. I'm a legend. You know what I mean? That's what I'm calling all the great fighters, and I'm showing it. I'm showing why I want to be a legend. So, at the end of the day, I ain't scared of nobody. I'll fight anybody, whenever, whoever.
Do you feel like
whenever.
Do you feel like you got to play nice with Canelo? Like if you're talking in the media, he's not going to fight you, or what do you feel like? Honestly, give me your honest. Like, is it a money thing, or?
To be honest with you, bro, I just feel like he don't. It's not of a money thing. I feel like once I beat him, all his fame goes to me. All his people go to me. So it's like a passing of the torch. And I just don't think he likes me. I don't think he likes me. So I don't think he'd want to pass the torch to me.
Do you like Canelo?
I don't have no problem with him. I never met him. I've never seen him. I don't have a problem with him.
Yeah, you're a classy guy. Yeah.
Outside the ring, I have no problem with him. In the ring, I have a problem.
Super middleweight fight. Canelo's more natural at this weight. So, I gotta go with Canelo. But here's where it gets even more explosive. Right after siding with Canelo over Crawford, Benavidez was asked about fighting Canelo himself, and his response, jogged. He didn't hold back for a second. I'd beat the bleep out of him. I'd put hands on him worse than anyone ever has. He's a legend, but so am I. Think about that for a second. In the same breath, Benavidez acknowledges Canelo's greatness, but declares he'd be the one to break him down like no one ever has. The respect was there, but so was the fire, the challenge, the dare. This isn't just about Crawford anymore. This is Benavidez laying the groundwork for the fight he's been chasing for years. A fight that could rewrite boxing history. So here's the question, was Benavidez being brutally honest about Crawford's chances? Or was this his way of sending a message directly to Canelo? Could this be the spark that finally...
Training for a championship fight, you need something that's going to raise your level. You never know exactly what it is. It could be running in the mountain. It could be, you know, a specific sparring partner that you have. And I personally think that this move right here got me a little concerned about my boy, because this dude right here is the goods, has the ability to do a lot of what Canelo's gonna see on fight night, and all he needs is a couple of reps of seeing it. Couple of reps of seeing it. And you know, it's not often you can find someone who can duplicate the guy that you're getting in the ring with. Who the hell did you spar with to get ready for Pandora?
Only forces Alvarez to step into the ring with him. Because if he truly believes size decides everything, then what happens when he's the one standing? Across from Canelo, what do you think, is Benavidez exposing the truth, or playing mind games to secure the fight of his life? Benavidez didn't stop there. He doubled down on his fearless attitude, making it clear he isn't here to play politics or bow down to Canelo's star power. At the end of the day, I ain't scared of nobody. I'll fight anybody, whenever, whoever. But when asked if he has to play nice with Canelo in the media just to land the fight, his answer revealed something far deeper and far more personal. According to Benavidez, this...
And Canelo only need one punch. You know what I mean? That really, basically, that's what it boils down to. I think Canelo only need one shot to change the game or change the fight. Crawford gonna have to stay consistent and win out. Gonna have to get ahead and stay ahead. You know what I mean? And then also looming is the controversy. Can Crawford win a close decision? I could never win a close decision. I never won a close decision. That's what's looming. I think if Crawford is going to guarantee victory, he got to stop him.
A man who ain't been stopped.
He got to stop him, bro.
It's challenge.
So that's going to be the challenge. So I like Bud. I've always loved Bud, bro. But he in for a hell of a fight. If Saul show up, boy, Saul show up, it's going to be...
This isn't about money. It's about legacy. He believes once he beats Canelo, everything changes. The fame, the fans, the respect. In his words, all his people go to me. It's like passing the torch, and I don't think he wants to pass it to me. A chilling confession that hinted at something bigger. Canelo might not just be avoiding a fight. He might be avoiding a transfer of power. But while Benavidez is calling out the superstar, other voices in the boxing world are weighing in, adding fuel to the fire. Sean Porter, who's been inside the ring with Crawford, offered a shocking piece of
perspective. Having fought Terence, him now fighting Canelo, moving up 2 more weight classes to fight a lot bigger guy.
Сейчас всем интересно вот это бой, потому что они занимают паунд-по-паунду. У Крофорда есть высокий IQ, и обоих стойках он может боксировать, он можно давить и бегать, и даже ближний бой тоже может. Поэтому мне тоже интересно, если он не набирает лишний вес, может...
Canelo has been sparring with Jaron Boots Ennis, a fighter whose speed and explosiveness mirror much of Crawford's style. Porter suggested this could be the game changer, the hidden weapon that gives Canelo an edge. His exact words, he admitted it left him worried for Crawford.
But it's one of the most craftiest dudes that Canelo gonna be in the ring with. Hand speed, IQ, long arms, speed, power. You know, switch hitter. I just think that it's gonna be a lot for. It's gonna be something different for Canelo, but then Canelo's Canelo. You know, Canelo been first title defense was in 2011 versus Ricky Hatton, and he's still on top to the present time. So this is over 10 years. We're going on like 15 years of this guy fighting on the championship level. So there's nothing new for him. So I do believe that it's gonna be a huge fight for both guys. But obviously I'm backing Bud. You know, I have a personal relationship with Terence Crawford, and he's a black fighter, and I do want to see my own winning. I think, you know, Bud is a great guy. You know, especially always being hands-on with the young fighters coming up behind him, guys like me, Shakur, Devin Haney's, being in the gym with guys like us, and, you know, just giving us free gaming like that. So I think that would be motivation for the young ones behind him.
Because the truth is, championship fights aren't just won under the bright lights. They're won in the shadows, in sparring, in preparation, in every brutal round behind closed doors. If Canelo's camp has found the perfect stand-in for Crawford, then maybe Crawford won't be the surprise package fans expect. And then came Antonio Tarver, the former world champ who didn't hold back. His warning was blunt. Canelo's power is the X-factor. Tarver said Crawford has to be perfect from the opening bell to the final round. One mistake, one opening, one clean shot from Canelo could flip the entire fight. Worse, Tarver hinted at the unspoken reality of Vegas boxing. The scorecards, in his words, I never won a close decision. And Crawford might not either. The implication, even if Crawford matches Canelo, the judges might not give him the nod. That means one thing. If Crawford wants to win, he may have to do the impossible. Stop a man who's never been stopped. Tarver didn't sugarcoat it. He's in for a hell of a fight. If Canelo shows up, it's going to be a problem. But not everyone agrees. Israel Madrimov, who shared rounds with Crawford himself, offered a flicker of hope. He believes if Crawford manages the weight properly and keeps up his blistering pace, he could edge it on points. But even Matt admitted if the extra pounds drain Crawford, slow him down, or sap his energy, he could crumble under Canelo's relentless pressure. One thing's clear, the boxing world is split right down the middle. Some say Crawford's brilliance and fight IQ could shock the world. Others insist Canelo's size, power, and preparation make this a mountain too steep to climb. And with every new voice, every revelation, every warning, the stakes only get higher. So here's the question that no one can escape. Is this fight about skill, or is it about survival? And when the final bell rings, will we be talking about Crawford's greatest triumph, or his ultimate downfall? Not everyone is convinced that size and power will decide this fight. Some believe Crawford doesn't need to copy Floyd Mayweather's defensive genius or Dimitri Bivol's blueprint. His own style, sharp instincts, adaptability, and one of the highest boxing IQs in the game might be all he needs to rattle Canelo. Richardson Hitchens, who knows Crawford up close, laid it out. Crawford is one of the craftiest fighters Canelo will ever face. The hand speed, the IQ, the ability to switch stances, it's going to be something completely different for Canelo. But even Hitchens admitted, this isn't just any opponent Canelo's facing. Alvarez has been fighting at the championship level since 2011. More than 15 years of elite competition. Still, Hitchens made it personal. He's rooting for Crawford not only as a fighter, but as a mentor, a brother, a man who inspired the next generation. And he's not the only one betting on Bud. Carl Frampton, a world champion himself, says Canelo isn't the same sharp, explosive fighter he once was. He believes Crawford's greatest weapon won't just be his fists, but his mind, his ability to think, adapt, and adjust in real time. To Frampton, that could be the edge that exposes a slower, aging version of Canelo. But then came a voice that carries weight, the man who shocked the world by toppling Mike Tyson, Buster Douglas. If anyone knows how an underdog can flip the script, it's him. And he's calling it now. Crawford has what it takes to pull off the upset. In his words, it doesn't matter how big or strong Canelo is. Crawford's speed and his mind might be enough, and outside the ring, the noise is just as loud. Stephen A. Smith, never afraid to plant his flag, said it without hesitation. Crawford will beat Canelo. Crawford by decision. I'm not hesitating his logic. Canelo throws almost every punch like it's a power shot. But against Crawford, that predictability could backfire. Because if Crawford controls the range, slows the pace, and dictates the rhythm, he can make Canelo look one-dimensional. Even Arislendi, Lara, who's been in the ring with Canelo himself, agrees. He believes Crawford's legs are the key. If he can keep moving, stay disciplined, and avoid trading bombs on the ropes, the fight tilts in his favor. But if he slows down, even for a few rounds, Lara warns that could be all Canelo needs to take over. And that's what makes this fight so terrifying, so unpredictable. Every expert, every fighter, every legend seems split. Some say Canelo's size and power will crush the dream. Others believe Crawford's brain, speed, and adaptability will spark one of the biggest upsets in boxing history. But here's the truth no one can escape. On September 13th, there will be no hiding, no safe predictions, no excuses. 2 men, 1 ring, and a fight that could redefine boxing's future. So, I'll leave you with this. When the bell rings, will we witness the coronation of Terence Crawford as the greatest of his era, or the reaffirmation of Canelo Alvarez as the king who refuses to be dethroned? 14 years ago, legends say, Canelo Alvarez was still raw, still learning, and still chasing greatness. Now, standing across from him is Terence "Bud" Crawford, a man some call the most dangerous technician of this generation. The whispers from insiders. Crawford's secret weapon isn't his fists, it's his legs. If he keeps moving, if he doesn't let Canelo pound away at his arms and break him down, then this so-called underdog might just flip the script. And Crawford isn't alone. Jesse "Bam" Rodriguez has thrown his full support behind him, refusing to budge even as fans attack his prediction. Because he believes Crawford's timing, intelligence, and icy composure can slice straight through Canelo's brute strength. Yes, Canelo is powerful. Yes, he's dangerous. Rodriguez insists, but that's not enough against a mind as sharp as Crawford's. The question echoes across every boxing forum, every barbershop, every late-night debate. Who really wins this war? Crawford, the master of precision who turns doubters into believers every time he moves up in weight. Or Canelo, the battle-hardened king who carries the kind of power that can erase a fight with one punch. The boxing world is split, torn between history and destiny. September 13th isn't just another date. It's a collision course, a fight that will force the sport to answer one burning question. Will power crush precision, or will genius dismantle greatness?